All right, I barely got turned back around in time. I was ordering the scotch, according to what Sugar Kitty said. So
All right.
I am going to start with this first one. So y'all know what I'm drinking. He just put them all in there. We swapped some samples. I sent him bourbons from North Carolina and one from Virginia, and then he sent me these lovely scotches here that I have only opened them to smell, so I haven't really tasted them yet at all. And I'm not going to pour that much because I'm going to get through them all. So, what are you drinking?
Highland Park 12.
Highland Park 12. I know this is a bourbon channel, but we love all adult tasty beverages, and I do enjoy scotch. I'm not pouring very much. I'm just getting a good swirl here and a good taste, and then we'll go from
Hey,
there.
Jerry. Cheers.
All right, now we've had
Yeah.
a lot of people in the chat. Let me see if I can give some shout outs here. Crazy Ann, Gawani, Sugar Kitty, of course, me, and Whiskey Uncensored Bourbon in there. You,
You're right.
um, and there were more. I can't find. Well, it's scrolling. So Lone Star
Jerry
Lounge is
J.
here. Chatio is here. Big Daddy H. We're catching up with everything, but let me nose this thing right quick. Oh, that's got a good little
Cheers, Lone
fruity
Star.
flavor, or a fruity note to it. And
Mm-hmm.
before we get too far down into this, I am going to go ahead and post this first hashtag here. Tonight's top 10, because I have to have a top 10, and the top 10 doesn't matter, but it does matter if you're putting in hashtags for a chance to win all these entries. So tonight, I just looked around my shelves and said, what's my favorite cork, tops,
Mm-hmm.
wood or metal or whatever. And I picked a
Mm-hmm.
bunch out that are pretty readily available, and I put a sleeper in there. But because I don't have it on my shelf currently, and it won't be back on my shelf again. But I have had one on the shelf, and I still have the little thing from it. So anyway, I'm going to show you my first pick. This is number 10, working our way down to number one. This picture falls flat because the one I have up there, the grain on it is a lighter, it's an orange color, and it is nice looking. Anyway, it's Legion. So there it is. Steam Fire
All
Nice,
right.
Seth W. Jimmy's
Hey,
Random
Cindy.
Content. There we go. And if you're not familiar with how this works, all you have to do is put the hashtag in. Capitalization doesn't matter, but it has to be spelled just right. So if you put that in, the first spin here, we'll spin it in about 10 minutes or so, is for 10 entries to the quarterly drawing. If you hit, you keep putting them in every time, but I only write your name down once. And if you win again, I put plus whatever, and then I spin again so we can get somebody fresh on the list. So that's the way this works. So we give a lot of entries away here, and I forgot to write my numbers down. So I'm doing that now. It's not so much for this part right here, but for me later when I'm adding these entries up, I want to make sure nobody gets gypped out of what they were supposed to have won. So I am putting the numerals down here, and then we'll get back to it. All right, I got it. Now, the nose on this thing, this is the Iran 14. And if I mispronounce some of these, I'm sorry. This is a good little, I'm getting like apple on the nose here, but there's a undertone of something. But I'm going to go ahead and taste it. Sometimes you can taste it and it'll kind of jog your brain on the nosing.
I kind of like the cork on
Oh,
this one.
I know what it is now.
Yeah.
It's really fruity, but the first thing that hit me was peach when I took excuse me,
Oh,
a sip
okay.
of it. It was sort of a mix with pear and peach. Mm.
Yeah, that's not a note you get very often.
No, it's not. It's really interesting. I like it a lot. from that one sip. Let's do it again. Oh wow, that is really, really, really good. I like that. Oh man, yeah,
I
that
think
is.
the cork for this one is interesting. For the Highland Park, the
Mhm.
12, it's actually it has a right here. It has just a little bit of a screw top, so you put the cork in
Yeah.
and then twist it, lock it on there.
Oh, okay.
I
Hmm.
think that's an interesting feature. This is the only ball that I've seen that feature on.
Yeah.
Is
Oh,
the Highland Park.
I told you about that one bourbon I picked up. The oh shit, what is it called? Uh, that Wood Creek or Woody Creek, and I'll show it to you. I I thought I
Yeah,
was
right, sugar
growing
again.
weak, and I pulled and pulled and finally I was like, glad I didn't break that.
Yeah, I mean corks are okay. I like them. They're
Yeah.
practical and everything else, but some of them they're. I kind of wish they would lean more toward the synthetic corks, or
Yeah,
even for
because
that
they
matter,
seal better.
some of the screw type. Well, they
Yep.
seal better and they don't go bad.
Hmm. That is a really, really. I love this scotch
Right,
here.
sugar kitty. Yep. For me, Scotch is more of a summer drink here in Texas because it's so hot. I want something that's a little light, a little fruity, not too much proof on it typically,
Yeah,
and
I
that kind of
guarantee
fits
you.
the bill. Well, Scotch and an Irish.
This. I don't care who you are. You could cut your teeth on sipping this neat. Kathy Bates, how's it going? Oh, before we get too much further in the show, and I want to explain why I'm doing this. Okay, my wife has she sets up booths at festivals and events and stuff, and
Mm,
the events, she found out some of them are that you have to apply to for a booth, and they're if you get picked, you still have to pay, but she always makes more money than the rental space and all that stuff. But she's trying to get to these bigger events, and they're looking at her social media following. So nothing is expected of anybody. You don't have to interact. You don't have to. All she needs are the numbers, and I'm going to put this up on the screen right quick. And if anybody is so inclined on, if you don't have Facebook or Instagram, don't worry about it. But all she's asking for is just a follow on here, so that we can get those rookie numbers up. Because she
gotcha.
doesn't do social media, she doesn't go live or even record videos. What's up?
I'll be right back. I gotta find some yard guard.
Oh, okay.
Mosquitoes are starting to get thick. Right back.
Mosquitoes. All right. Yeah, and so, but yeah, it's just brushed with profanity, and I think some of the stuff's pretty cool if you go look at it. Yeah, she does laser engraving and the cutting and the cricket stuff and the glasses with stuff on them, and she can do T-shirts and all that type of stuff. So, um, but yeah, if y'all just like I said, don't have to do uh anything else. Just that's it. Just follow it. I think we got her up to 500 and something on each site or something like that. So, and
Right
hopefully
then.
that will help, um, get her
Ooh.
uh, invited or allowed to be at larger shows. Because the more people that are going to be there, the events with like 20, 60,000 people coming through and all that, they're pretty picky about the vendors. But she's getting
Hmm.
pretty popular out there. But
Yeah.
exposure is the only way it's going to get her
Is she
popular.
on YouTube
No,
or like Facebook or something?
Facebook and Instagram. So
Ah,
I'll pop that back up because she only sets up booths, right? She goes to
okay.
the event. Her car is packed full, like, and goes and then puts up the big tent with the tables and all that stuff.
Huh. I don't know if you can type a Facebook link or an Instagram link in chat. I guess you could.
Well, I mean, actually, she's the only brushed with
Hey, you knows,
profanity.
bro.
So all you got to do is to search on either Facebook or Instagram and just type "brushed with profanity" and it'll pop right up. Her logo has the paint palette thing on there with the
Mm-hmm.
different colors, and it says
Gotcha.
"brushed with profanity." Yeah.
Cool.
So
I like it. It's a good
there,
idea.
shameless plug for my darling wife. There you go.
Hey there, Miss Sexy Voice. How you doing?
Big
All
Tank
right, we're going.
Hank, how's it going? You know his bro is in the house. I'm trying to keep up with all this, but it's scrolling.
We'll go on to something different.
Hmm. Man, I'll tell you
Edward,
what,
Edward the tenure.
I haven't tasted any of the rest of them yet, but this is good right here. I like it. I really like that. So, wow, that is tasty.
True that, Ben.
But yeah, I understand, but
Engine oil. Good stuff. The sugar
that is
cane, it's getting low.
that's a dangerous pour right there. Mm,
Which one?
that
Yours?
Iran 14.
Ah,
All right, so I'm going to go in order of what he suggested here. The next one is Berry Brothers and Rudd. It's a Linkwood 12, 111.6 proof, very light in color.
dang.
And
111.
they're
That's pretty high for a scotch.
yeah, well,
Or
I
for
like
most
it
scotch, I should
because
say.
I like full proof bourbons. So now I'm doing a bad thing. I'm pouring them in the
Okay.
same glass, but hopefully
Yeah.
it doesn't. But I'm saving a lot. I'm not using that much of it, so I can go back to it later. All right.
Yeah, I think my Edredor is a little darker.
All right, I gotta swirl this around.
Mm.
Oh, this is
Oh,
more
nice.
buttery on the nose. So yeah, not as fruity.
Mm. All right,
Ah,
Iron 10. Iron 10 I have seen around.
well, if the 10 is
That's
as good
good.
as the four, well, it's not going to be as good, or maybe, but if it's still fruity like that, I really enjoyed that
Mm.
part of it.
Just slightly younger, but you know, some of the younger scotches are really good.
Okay, so no color added. Yeah, and that's another thing too is the Scotch, they can legally add color, and
Hmm.
bourbon you can't. But ooh, yeah.
Oh
Okay,
yeah,
this one has that buttery note on there, but
yep, that's good.
it also has it certainly doesn't have you can tell it's strong. You can tell that they didn't water it down much. So put it that way.
It's more
Also
sherry in the
amazing. Oh yeah.
14 than the 10. Okay.
Oh, not nearly as much fruits. Okay, the 14. Okay, there we go. Oh, this one's very interesting too. I shoot. I bet you I'm probably gonna like all these.
I'm guessing that the extra years in the Aaron is due to the cask influence for the extra fruit.
Taurus Cola cider. Hmm.
Never heard of
I
that
haven't
one.
heard of that one. Have you heard of Taurus Cola cider? Me
No,
either.
sir.
I would buy it because I'm a Taurus.
Yeah. Aaron 18 does have the fruits, but costs is yeah.
No,
18
yeah,
years they want to charge you a lot more for it, and I can see that. I mean, you know, granted they're probably not having as much angel share over in Scotland as they are here in the U.S., but still, they're losing some for sure.
yeah. The Miller Lite has that effervescent light beer note to it. Yeah.
Yeah, tastes like beer flavored water with a little fuzz in it.
Sure, Ned. How's it going? Hope you're doing fine.
Hey, Shernette.
Oh yeah, that is really really good. Now I'm going through and I'm pouring a teeny bit, so I'm going to get through a bunch of these. But right now I'm going to spin because we got to get this first one out of the way. So let's go
Yes, sir.
ahead and give away these 10 entries right now. Here we go. And if you missed this one, don't worry. There will be another one coming right after it. Chatty-O, first on the board. All right. Let the confetti die down. We don't want to steal any thunder from Chatty-O there. All right. Congratulations. And I'll set the next one up if it'll come on. There we go. I don't know why this thing's draggy. It's not, I guarantee it's not my internet speed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey there, Hanakalani.
Misspelled.
Helen.
I don't know why. You know, you type certain things forever and then like, oh yeah. OULD. Right. And I'll be trying to type something like Old Soul or something like that, like the bourbon. And I'll put a D on the end of it just because I type like over 100 words a minute. But anyway, let's Wild Turkey Rare Breed. I like the way they're heavy. They're easy to pop out, easy to pour, you know, easy to put back. Bam. That's what it is. Rare Breed.
Yeah, that's a good one. I keep that one on the shelf all the time.
Yeah. Now, just for the mention, that this really has zero to do with the juice in the bottle, except for most of these on the list are highly available. You can go get them, and they don't. And there's one on my shelf I did not include in this list because they overdid the bottle, they overdid the cork, they overdid everything, and the juice inside is crap. So I didn't include them on this list. I mean, the cork's fine, but
yeah,
I keep it up there. But their thing though is they have a leather strap around it. You know how I don't know if Four Roses still does it on their single barrel, the snap with the leather strap around the bottleneck.
I think certain ones,
but
yeah, not
the
majority of them's not.
And the reason I'm calling this out is because, you know, places will have like Wild Turkey, like their $5,000, $10,000, you know, distillers things. They'll put these beautiful cork toppers on there. That's not what this was about. This was about everyday affordable shit you can get, you know.
Gotcha. So you're not gonna have what is that one? Old Fitz.
I know. Let's see. I'm trying to catch up with the chat here just a little bit. Goes to blending, not often released on its own.
Okay.
Okay. Cool. Looking forward to that. Oh no, you're talking about the Linkwood. Oh, that's the other note I'm getting. I'm glad you said that. That honey, that was the note. It was a buttery note, but it's more like now when I say honey, I'm not talking about sugar bear honey, you know, like the little honey bear thing. Yeah, I'm talking about like a honey, wild honey, not just plain straight clover honey.
Okay.
But yeah, I am getting some of that honey note underneath down in there. I'm gonna have to go tell them to quit. They in there picking at each other. I've been talking a lot too over the past few days. We had our employee get together, annual meet in person because we all work from home. Hang on. Man, my throat is gone. Very scratchy. And then when I got back from that, what's up?
I don't believe you put in the hashtag.
Oh crap! Yeah, let me do that. Sorry.
For
it was Rare Breed.
Wild Turkey.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hashtag Rare Breed.
And the Kentucky Spirit, same bottle, same top.
Same top, yeah.
It's the same
bottle and same top.
It's the same whiskey. It's just lower proof than Rare Breed.
I like the Rare Breed better.
Well, yeah, it's more full flavor, yeah. But anyway, we got back from I was here. I mean, it's not like I got back. I didn't go anywhere. I just went 10 minutes from my house. But once our event was over, I had to jump right back into the board has a company assessing everything. And I've been in all those meetings. And so it's been fun.
Okay. I don't know that I'd like meetings.
Grant is a Lillian blended scotch. Oh, okay. Now, and that's another thing I found out, Sugar Kitty, when I was dabbling in scotch a little bit. I will not buy a blended scotch unless somebody just says, no, 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 you have to have this. I buy single malts and that's it.
Mm.
And I try to stay away from Pete. Pete's an arsehole.
I like the peat. I mean,
No, I mean,
I've gotten
I've had some, and I'm interested in the one you call bacon burn ends, just to
yeah
have it.
the Ardbeg Ugadal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that one's different. I mean, the regular Ardbeg has got some peaty stuff to it, but it's not the same. Kind of
Right.
smoky peat is that. At least in flavor wise, anyways, and the nose for that matter.
All right. So this is Glen Grant 15 batch strength, first edition, 106 proof.
Oh, okay.
And the next one is one I'm most excited about. I might be drinking these a little too fast to get to it, but I'm going to pour just a little, but I'm also pouring very small pours here. Um, but the Glen Scotia is the one that
Mm.
I haven't nosed it from the glass. I just nosed it from the little tiny opening in the bottle, and that one spoke to me.
Hmm.
I heard a couple of muted angels singing, so I'm hoping they open up the refrain when I pour it in this glass. All right, so Glen Grant 15.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, now I'm picking up more fruit. So on the is it Aaron? Is it the
Hmm.
Arran?
Yeah, Aaron, that's the first one you had.
Aaron, because I was saying Iran. I don't know how to pronounce some of this stuff, but the Aaron 14, I loved it, loved it, loved it, and it was fruit, and there was multiple fruit notes in it. Then on the Linkwood, I got mostly buttery notes on the nose, but then when I
Hmm.
tasted it, I picked up and it took me a minute to figure out what that note was back there, and then Sugar Kitty mentioned honey. And then
Hmm.
a bing, light bulb went off. And that's what that was. So it's a buttery note, apple kind of, and then honey behind that. And then
Cool.
this one, a little more fruit coming out. It's almost like I know white grape doesn't have aroma to it hardly, but
Hmm.
that's what's popping in my head, like a higher fresh fruit note.
Oh, like say the skin on the red on the white grape.
Yeah, or something like that. I'm gonna taste it though.
All right, I'm gonna get off into just a little bit of peat.
Oh, okay. I'm getting the sherry on that one. And the nose is complete. I mean, the palate is completely different from the nose. Okay.
That's what I'm
Balanchin.
gonna get into next. Balichin,
Okay.
Berlechin.
Major Zero, how's it
I'm
going?
not sure.
Let's see. I got to catch up on this. There is a blended malt instead of blended scotch. Okay. Is the grain whiskey mixed into? Okay.
I might have to pick up another bottle of this. That's good.
All right.
Not
Boona.
best I
Yeah.
remember. Yeah, I like
First one,
Bunahama.
Glen Grant. Yep.
Hey
Close
there,
to the
Tater
one.
Dom. Ah, yes.
All right. Yeah, I'm trying
There's a
because
little.
I got these pours from these samples from Sugar Kitty, and I sent Sugar Kitty all of the North Carolinas that I have, and then I sent the Virginia, but that's the Holland's Ghost limited edition, and
Mm,
it's almost coffee dark, and
dang.
it's good.
One of the darkest ones I've got set, Rebecca's Creek, the double oaked.
Yeah. Now but I don't know. I'd have to pour them side by side, but I think the Holland's Ghost may have it edged out just a little bit.
Mm.
All right. I know I just put this in there not too long ago, but hopefully everybody got their hashtags in because I got to share this screen. Oh, there's 5 memberships. Grab them if you don't have them.
All right. Thank you,
All
Kathy.
right. Good luck, everybody, on the rare breed.
Conspiracy Brissy Boy, Conspiracy Music,
Oh, is
Baker
Brissy
Drinks,
here?
Cool
All right. Oh,
Running,
that's
and Princess Kicking Butt.
Lori. Now Lori's in the hospital right now, so I'm going to go ahead and give
Oh,
her stuff because she did contact me earlier. But I am going to draw again because I always do that. Goodness gracious. All right. Oh, it's
Helen.
Hanukkah, Lonnie. Let me write this down. I'll get back to the chat here just in a second. And if you're not familiar, we're putting hashtags in, and that's 10 entries to the quarterly drawing we just did right there. And you can win multiple times. But I see Conspiracy Music, Baker Drinks, Cool Running, Princess Kicking Butt. All right. There we go.
Cheers,
Let
William.
me refresh this so I can put the next hashtag in. Now, I am going to shorten the name on this, but it doesn't matter.
Petey. Yeah.
All right, let me get back over here, and I will go to the next one. This one is Jefferson's Reserve, okay?
Okay.
Here we go.
Cork.
It's got a good cork. I mean, I like the way it's rounded. It's easy to grab. It's easy to pull out. Doesn't really matter anyway. That's it. Oh, Jeff Rez.
I haven't tried that one.
Short. I try to keep them short
good?
in case people are typing them in on their phones and stuff.
Yeah.
Cool running. Cheers, Jeff or Jerry J. How's it going? Man, that's good.
These stupid mosquitoes. It's a weird thing right here. The mosquitoes right here, right now, for some reason, are little bitty things. Just tiny little mosquitoes. They're not like your normal, overgrown Texas mosquito.
Right.
For some reason.
It's probably the amount of water available and all that type of stuff. But I know up north in Arkansas, in southern Arkansas, they had all the rice fields when I was growing up, and they just flood the rice fields and just stagnant water. And we would have like freaking Alaska mosquitoes at certain times of the year, depending on where you live. Peter L, welcome. And
well, it's been so dry here that we haven't had any for a while.
Man, my throat is scratchy tonight. I don't know. That's all the talking I've done. But we're not going to let that hinder us. We're going to keep right on going.
Shoot.
William Hall, how's it going?
Killing
me. What do we got here? This is the 12th, right? The halfway mark giveaway is the 26th. Okay. So we do not take entries on the night of.
So this is the last one?
Well, no, I don't. Let me see. Oh, that doesn't do it. Hang on. Let me go to my calendar. Wait. +7. No, the next week's the 19th, right?
Okay.
Or 20th or whatever. Then it's so next week will be the last chance for entry.
Okay, gotcha.
To that particular halfway mark giveaway. Anything that night,
not yet.
not quite yet. Not quite yet. But no, we're still plenty of chances to get these entries in there. But that one, the halfway mark giveaway is supers only because that's a whole bottle or a bunch of samples or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that ships from Mark. But the regular giveaway is always, there's no, this is how you get entries. Now, if you do decide, and it's 10 entries per every $1. So, you put $1 in, you get 10 entries, and you also get 10 entries to this the regular drawing on my
Yep.
end of it.
That's a
So,
pretty good deal.
yep. Jules,
Hey there,
how's it going?
Jules.
Ahoy, Groovy's in the house. Oh, I am having a rough time up here tonight. My throat is
Groovy's in the house. I think he's fixing to go live shortly.
okay. Cool.
I just had a notification a little bit ago that Groovy's fixing to go live.
Can't Stay got a premiere. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I know
Ah,
what you're premiering. Well, I didn't see your version of it. I saw someone else's version of it.
gotcha.
All right, man. Have fun
Well,
with that.
cheers, Groovy.
But I won't spoil anything.
Mm.
Yep, super chats tonight. Any supers we get, you get 10 entries for every dollar to the halfway mark, which is in 2 weeks. So not next Thursday, but the next. And then you get those same entries for the regular quarterly drawing as well. So it's always
Yep.
a double. But
Yep.
yeah, and so it's not only for that, you get them for both. So
Yeah, that's a pretty good deal there, I think. Mm.
man, that's good. Okay, everything, and now I'm kind of anxious to try this next one because it was my favorite on the nose when I was going through all of these,
Mm.
just from this tiny hole in the top of the bottle. So I'm going to go ahead and pour
Yeah,
some
and
of
you,
this.
you can't get much out of that, but
No,
you can catch a little idea.
boy, like I said, it was muted, muffled singing, but I heard angels. So let me see here. It just spoke to me. Put it that way. All
Oh,
right, let me put Major Zero down here.
nice, Major Zero. 1,100 subs. That's great.
All right. There we
Cheers, sir.
go. All right, it's 20. And it only takes one to win. All right,
Hmm.
it's 1,100. All right. Awesome.
All right. So you're going with the Glen Scotia, you said?
Glen Scotia 15.
Okay. Well,
Oh,
I
it's
got you
still
by I got you by 1 year.
okay. This is still speaking to me.
I'm going with good old Lagavulin 16.
All right. I am now this one I'm picking up some of that sherry in there on the
Ah,
nose.
cheers, Jules.
Woo. But there's a bright, you know how that sherry has that dark fruit note, right? There's a
Mm-hmm.
brighter fruit note coming through on the nose as well. Mm. Let me take a sip of this water.
Yep, these boys have ruined me. I'm liking Pete way too much nowadays.
Uh-oh.
I mean, granted, I still love my bourbons and all kinds now. I mean, I'm just branching out as far as whiskey goes.
Okay.
You know, it's not just Kentucky bourbon anymore for me. I mean, because I'm a Kentucky boy, so it'd be unnatural if I didn't like Kentucky bourbon. But now I'm branching out to some Scotch and Irish and peated Scotch, and then there's actually some peated Irish too. And now that even here in the U.S., there's peated stuff here. Um, who is it? Balcones has some peated stuff. They're making some different single malts here in the U.S. now, which is a fantastic stuff. And there's a few of those, one or two that I can think of that are peated. So
That is good right there.
you like
Okay,
the
so
Glen
the
Scotia?
giveaway, Peter, we have two giveaways. We have the
Yeah, there you
regular
go.
the regular quarterly drawing is for a 24 note nosing kit, 3 sample bourbons marked A, B, and C,
Hmm.
an etched crystal whiskey glass that looks eerily just like this one, and a virtual private tasting with me where I can walk you through how to use the nosing kit. We go through the bourbons and then I reveal what they are. If you're a whiskey head and you don't want the tasting, I can just label them and let you know what I'm giving you, and then you can go through the nosing kit and do that. But yeah, either way. And then the second prize on the regular giveaway is 2 ounces of anything on my shelf and a glass. and then third prize is just the glass. Now, what we've started doing, and it was Mark's idea, is to come up with a halfway giveaway. So it's also quarterly, but my next drawing for the regular is December 3rd. But the halfway mark giveaway is on October 26th. So 2 weeks.
Yep.
But you cannot get entries on the night of, because I keep them all and I prep the wheel ahead of time. So anything that comes in that night goes to the next one. So this week and next are the last chances.
Hey
all right,
there.
Angie, how's it going? Now
How
I
you
got
doing,
I
Angie?
have to spin. I have to spin because my
All right,
alarm
spin
went
it
off.
up.
All right. See, I got to keep track of this because we're starting to get to where we can have multiple spins. And we're landing on Steam Fire and Ice.
Congratulations, Cindy.
And Steam Fire, now I know who Cindy is really well, so I put SFI down. It's really easy for me to write her down when she wins something. And now let me get the next one. Oh, yeah, I got to mark that one. Okay. Forgot the hashtag. Hang on. There we go.
I'm trying to catch up with Groovy with my hair. I'm getting close.
All right, here's the next one. Just a little tapered wood on top there. That's a single barrel. I said small batch earlier. It's a single barrel. Gosh. Man, I wish this cough would go away. Anyway, I like the top on it. So there you go. And that one actually had the leather. That's what I was talking about. That leather at the top around the neck.
Oh, I got you. The little band around the neck.
They're not showing the brass thing on it. You know, it's around back, I guess.
Yeah.
Now, this is a wonderful pour right here. That Glen Scotia 15. It is really, really good. I don't think my wife would like it, but I think she likes the lighter, fruitier. But I love that heavy sherry kick I'm getting.
Yeah. Does your wife like Irish stuff? Different Irish ones?
I don't know. She always just was stuck with Scotch, and then. But I mean, we drink Dalmore 12. I mean, but I'm gonna, if I can find something that I pay like $75 for that Dalmore 12. So, yeah. I mean, you know, I always try to keep a bottle around, and we go through it slow. So yeah, no big deal. I love that one, but I also love that Kansas City whiskey. Now it's strong. It was the one with they actually blend it with 2% sherry. Oloroso sherry.
Dang, that might be a little overload.
Oh, it's
kind of like that one bottle of when I was in Colorado. I got that bottle of Stranahan's sherry finish, and it's like they poured some sherry in it. It was like straight up in your face, sherry bomb. You know, like, oh my God, this is way too much. I like a hint, you know, and maybe a little, you know, a little bit of the sherry flavor and stuff. But I don't want to, you know, don't mix it in with the dang whiskey.
I tried different Kansas City whiskeys while I was there. I don't know if this is gonna. This is the J. Riegers. Riegers. Okay. But they came up with the Kansas City whiskey because they found in the law that if you make a blended whiskey, it could contain, by law, up to 3% sherry in the blend with whiskeys. And so they came up with their blend, which is 49% rye, 49% bottled and bond bourbon, 6-year, and 2% Oloroso sherry.
Dang.
And I bought several bottles of it while I was there. So
cheers, Cool Running.
And it wasn't that expensive, but they took it to the government and said, "Hey, we want to register this," and they said, "You can't do that. And they said, yeah, we can. The law says we can. And they're like, huh, yeah, I guess you can, but
Yeah.
we don't have a classification for it. So I guess we'll just call it Kansas City style.
There you go. Yeah. Oh.
But I like their bourbon and everything. But this reminds me, the nose reminds me of that Rieger. And it's not that, it is kind of a sherry bomb, but the way they do their rye and blended with that 6-year bourbon, it's really, really tasty.
That's cool. Yeah, I had I think it was the TX whiskey, the Texas whiskey. They have a couple different, you know, ones like that. Well, I think one I got's the PX, and it's good, surprisingly good.
Well, yeah, okay. I was counting Kathy's roses because bro put 6 and she put 12. So if 4 roses is good, 12 roses has to be good, doesn't
Well,
it?
get some. I don't know if I'd want any 12 year old Four Roses stuff. That might
Yeah,
be a little over oaked, but hard to tell depending on where they kept it at in the rick house.
yeah. Cooler, slower,
Yeah,
longer. Cooler, slower, longer.
yeah. But I've lived in Kentucky, and man, granted, there was 4 definite seasons there, but
Mm,
the summers are pretty dang hot and humid. So if you got it up high in the mountains,
mm.
she's gonna cook. Not like here in Texas. I
Oh,
mean,
well, and what
ain't
what
nowhere
happens
close
is
to this, but
wood draws up in the winter or when in the cooler, and it
you know,
expands when it's hot. And when it expands, it's going to draw more moisture into it and all that. And when it tightens up, it's going to keep it out.
yeah,
And that expansion and contraction is going to, depending on the dynamics of it, it's really going to over oak the bourbon, or it can.
like today, for example, here, it was actually in the low 60s here this morning, and then by the afternoon, it was almost 90.
Mm-hmm.
So you're
That's good.
talking what, almost 30-degree temperature change.
Mm-hmm.
So you know when it got hot, everything expanded, went out into the wood, and then when it cooled off, everything shrunk up and squeezed back out, and it just does that back and forth so quickly. It doesn't take very long down here to get a lot of influence from the barrel. You
Oh
can get too
man,
many tannins too quickly down here for sure.
I'm getting sad here. I'm gonna. I'm almost finished. Mm. Now, don't get me wrong. I've loved every one of them, but this one's speaking to me here. That's the good
Mm,
one. Now I'm going to move on to the Bunnahabhain.
there you go.
Cast strength. It's 12-year cast strength, 113.2 proof.
Hey there,
STD.
STD.
Joey's in the house. All right.
Well, thanks, Joey. Somebody got to live here in Texas. I'm just a transplant
All right.
from Western Kentucky, so
Now I'm going to go back to one, and it's probably going to be that Glen Scotia because I know that was great. But I am going to nose this one. Oh, 28. You know what? Before I get into that, let me go ahead and spin this thing.
all right. Slap us another one up there.
Yep, and then I'll get another one going.
Oh,
Good luck, everybody, on the
got some
spin.
breeze. Nice.
And there's another thing too. If you want to get in on the spins, do it because sugar kitty. You
There
can
we go.
always, if you don't want it, you can always gift it to somebody else if you win and become a hero for the day, or you can, whatever you want to do. Or if you live overseas, there's alternate prizes. All right, let's see here. Across the ponds.
Mm.
Now, this is why we don't use all these abbreviations all that much because this is small batch here. Now, the whiskey's fun. Okay. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the top. I like the taper
Mm,
on the wood there. But the barrel proof, the ECBP has the same damn lid, so
yep.
I could have put that up there.
There you go. That's the one to have. I have a couple of those.
Yep.
They're
But I
good.
always, when I buy it, I always buy the larceny with it because I'll mix them half and half.
Mm, yeah.
That's my favorite blend. Elijah Craig and larceny. Both of them are about
Oh,
$35 a piece or 36 or whatever they are. Together, you're getting twice the bourbon for what you would pay for an ECBP or whatever.
yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying they taste as good, but it's a fruit bomb when you blend them. I love it.
You ever just get like the big handle and then just pour both bottles into the handle?
Yeah, they don't see. I keep it down here, and the handle won't fit on my shelves.
Ah, okay.
I'd have to keep it over there. Gosh. Now, I didn't give any notes off of this, but I can tell you this is the damn strongest one. And it is the biggest sherry bomb. And I'm getting raisins and fig and all kind of stuff off of here. Cocoa, down in there. That is good though. All right, I'm gonna hang on to that one. I'm gonna save some of it because that is really really good. Hmm. Yeah, I think I liked every single one of these, Sugar Kitty. Every single one of them in their own way.
Nice.
Great job. And I hope you enjoy what I sent you. But mostly, I can't attest. I can tell you, I like the cook's meal, and I love the turning point, and the old Nick Williams is a little young. I wish they would age it just a little more. And the Conviction small batch, I had in my mind that I was hoping it would taste like Smoke Wagon a little bit, but it wasn't as bold. And then the Southern Star is pretty good. It's okay. It's pretty good. But that Holland's Ghost, that limited edition, that's one you break out on Christmas morning or Christmas Eve or something and sip on that thing. Name's nobody.
Mm.
How's it going? Mm. But it's only 7:30. And not that I've had 5 pours, but I've gone through all these. I've had probably 1.5 pours, real pours. That's about right. But I definitely
Yeah.
need to let my wife try that one. I'm gonna move it over there so I don't drink it.
I'm gonna pop one that Sugar Kitty knows, or he may actually have one. It's the old particular.
Hmm.
This one, the
Okay.
Koala Irene Tan pick.
Well, you just said a
One
whole bunch.
of well, Irene Tan is one of the people in the whiskey mentors. She
Okay.
has her own. Um, she's got her own liquor store, and I
Mm.
believe it's where is it? It's not Rhode Island, Connecticut, I believe. And she does a lot of picks. And her palate, she's also a whiskey som, and her palate is impeccable. She has a great palate and knows how to pick a really good whiskey. And then this one, uh, it's it's a it's an Isla,
Okay.
so it's definitely peaty. I mean, and you can see the color on it,
Hmm.
or the lack thereof.
Yeah, I'm
It's
trying
not
to
much
get.
color on this for 12 years.
Yeah, I'm trying to to soak up this knowledge from Sugar Kitty here. about. Now that Bunnahabhain is freaking good.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Canterbury liquors. Yep. Oh wow.
Oh, and I'm glad I asked for the order to drink them in because he
Hmm.
freaking nailed it. That's exactly the order I should have drank them in. So,
Oh, it's definitely
Jules,
got
I
some heat
shouted
to it.
you out. I shouted you out when you
A
first
little.
came in.
What is that?
Old
Hmm.
Pirate Bourbon, how's it going? One of the two, oh, mostly not peated. Yeah. Okay.
Hmm.
Mm. You know what?
I'm catching like
I think
ocean
that
breeze
Boona
or something
Hobbin.
on this one.
Oh yeah. What are you picking
Yeah, it's
up?
weird. A little salty. A little
Oh, okay.
kind of like not fishy ocean breeze, but kind of salty. You get your little salt in the air. If
But
it's
you were talking about.
blowing in some smoke.
Oh yeah, you were talking about bacon burn ends. I think if that
Mm-hmm.
Boona Hobbin had a little bit of peat to it, it might have it could stand up to that. Yeah.
Yeah, they do some. I think Bunnahabhain does some like one peated a year or one or two different peat varieties a year. I'm not real sure.
Hmm.
I mean, I've had the what's it Bunnahabhain? It's a what's the blue bottle? Well, kind of not really blue. It's more like an aquamarine kind of teal looking bottle.
Hmm.
Classic Laddie. I've had that one. That's a good, nice little easy pour. Good little stripper. Good little easy sipper, I should say.
Either way, Sugar Kitty, you're welcome to come up if you want to.
Sure. Come up here and educate us.
Edumacate. Only if you want to. No pressure.
To each a die. Hmm.
I'm sure there's plenty more knowledge. And one thing I was talking with Mark behind the scenes there before we started, I said I need to hook up with somebody where I can get them on like a video chat, and I can just walk into the store and go, okay, I'm gonna start
Oh.
walking slowly. You tell me when to stop. You know.
Yeah. Put them on FaceTime or whatever. And, walk down through there and go, yeah, this is what we're seeing.
Yep.
And then see whatever it is at whatever price it is.
Well, and I don't even want to look at the price until see, and then it's like, woo, that's a little steep. Is it worth it? Type thing. We could
Yeah.
discuss.
Yep. I mean, and as far as like you said, you were kind of dead set against blended scotches and stuff. Um, your
Like I said,
Compass box.
unless, well, here's my experience of blended scotch. I've only had the cheaper stuff, and
Yeah.
it's all been skunk. You
Yeah.
know, and so I just like, okay, I don't like blended stuff. I like single malts when I like it,
Yeah.
and but I haven't poured myself into learning about the scotch like I have the bourbons. I can
Yeah.
talk bourbon all day long, but with the scotch, I just haven't gotten into it like that.
It's some of the scotch is pretty neat just because some of the distilleries have been around since the 1800s. So they've been making whiskey from way before bourbon was ever considered.
Oh
You
yeah.
know,
Oh yeah, bourbon. That it's like the Japanese, right? And I've drank some of the Japanese whiskeys because they can't call it
mm,
Scotch because it didn't come from Scotland. But
mm,
they went over and studied there, and then went back and locally sourced everything.
yeah, and basically tried to make a scotch
A
in Japan.
Scotch, yeah, they're making it Scotch a la Scotch, but it's Japanese whiskey. And so,
Yeah.
boy, they are good. Some of them are.
Yeah, no, I can't say that the Japanese really do have their blenders have a
Right.
fantastic palate, and nose. So some of their stuff is really good. I've got one, I've got one of their
I
things. It's
get
called
you.
AO, and it's a blend of five different distilleries that they own
Hmm.
here in the U.S. Beam Suntory, I believe, is who puts it out. And
Yeah.
so there's a little bit of Beam. There's heck, four other different distilleries that are blended in with that AO, and it's a pretty good.
No,
But it
cool.
tastes a lot like a Scotch.
Now, Jules, bourbon was not originally from France. Nope.
Yeah.
No, that's a
No, bourbon's.
American. No, it was what it was is Americans wanted to put something on the map, I guess, and they
Ah,
were, making whiskeys. But I'll explain it a little more when I get back. But I have to spin, so let's share this
I got you.
screen. And good luck,
I got
everybody, on the entries to the quarterly drawing. Ratcher.
I got you, Sugar Kitty. Compass Bunks is a blended malt,
Right. All right, Steamfire. Now that's
which
plus.
is
That's a plus 10
mm-hmm.
right there. And I don't have to let the confetti die down on a second win.
Man, it's a good thing I don't live close to
William Hall. There we go.
Irene Tan's store. I would go in there and spend entirely too much money.
All right. That was the last one for 10 entries. The next one is going to be for 15.
Hmm.
So the first five are worth 10. These next four are worth 15. And the number one pick of the night is worth 20 entries to the quarterly drawing. Oh, this one's super simple for you on the phones out there.
Oh, that'd be for me then.
Super simple.
I'm good with the super simple ones.
This is a TX bourbon, and guess what I put as the hashtag? Oh, you know what? I
TX.
did it again. I didn't. I hit the wrong. I hit the C instead of the V, or the V instead of the C. All right, I got it this time.
Control V or Control C.
Yeah, Command.
I don't
I'm
remember.
using a Mac. Command C to copy. Command V to paste.
I got that one.
All right, TX. That's it. Oh,
I'm
the
in
reason I
on that
like
one
this
there.
one is it's got a texture around there, easy to grab, and it's leather on top.
Hmm.
So, and every one
Yeah,
of them
it's
is
a cool.
unique because it's just a little different leather on top.
Hmm.
There's something a little special, and it's not bad
I
bourbon.
think.
It's just not like full flavor.
Well, yeah, the PX expression I have from them is pretty dang
Mhm.
good.
Oh yeah, no, and what I'm saying is it's a good base to a line.
Yep.
Now I haven't tried the lower end. This is their like second tier
Hmm.
one because that's all I could get here.
Well, Sugar Kitty. What can we say?
Hey, you know what? I have to come up with a top 10 list. Last week, what was it? Was it my top 10 favorite potato chips or
Chips.
something? Yeah.
Yep.
The hashtags don't matter. It's the entries that matter. Next week, I might come out with my top 10 favorite football uniforms or something. You just never know.
Oh, or football uniform colors.
There you go. Oh, number one
Because
is going to
I
be
don't know teams that much, so I go by colors.
yeah. Well, if we do
Hey,
that,
Twisted.
and if it's college teams, Twisted, how's it going? Ahoy Groovy's got another one in there. If I do college teams, it's going to be Oregon Ducks,
Oh, okay.
just because it's
I don't know.
freaking distracting, right?
I don't know anything about college teams, and very little about actual the normal football teams. I mean, I pull for the Cowboys because my best friend in the Air Force 30 years ago was from Texas. So he was a Cowboys diehard fan. And, me being a nice guy like I am, I'm like, well, I'll pull for Texas too because I'm from Kentucky. We ain't got no, team. There is no football team in Kentucky. It's basketball. You have the Wildcats. That's pretty much it.
Right. Yeah.
So, and they're good at that. But,
Hmm.
no, there's no major football team in Kentucky.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
Well,
okay, I'll pull for the Cowboys.
Arkansas thinks
And
it
they,
has a major football team.
yeah, I mean, well, Texas now has what, the Titans or something, but they were what, I think they were like the Houston Oilers or something, and then that got disbanded and they moved them to Tennessee, something like that, turned them into the Titans.
Titans. Well,
I don't
yeah, and
know.
then Houston Texans are down there now, but the franchise moved. Yeah, and they
Yeah,
rebranded. Yeah, and all that. All right,
yeah.
what
So
do I want
I,
to? What do I want to
I
go
don't
back
keep
to?
up with all that. The only sport that I watched on TV very much was golf, and it's gotten stupid in the last couple of years, and I've given that up too. think I'm gonna go to rugby next.
All right, let
At
me
least
see.
that's like real football, you know.
I guess. I
they
tell you
they
what,
don't play.
when I lived in Japan, I lived there for 4.5 years, and it was air base, and
Dang.
we got the Star Network. That was the only thing we got, and this is Australian and England English, listen
Mm-hmm.
to. But they, I don't know how many times I watched cricket,
Yeah.
and then
Never
because
seen a cricket game.
yeah, and I turned the TV on one time, and because I only had like 5 channels, right, that in
Yeah.
English, and I didn't know Japanese at first, and I was learning it after a while, and I could keep up with stuff. And but the only thing on the major sports channel was what do you call that? Bocce ball.
Bocce ball.
Yeah,
Really?
and they called it
Dang,
bowling.
that's gotta be boring as shit to watch.
Oh, it is boring as hell.
I mean, I've got a set of bocce balls. I just haven't set up a court here in the yard.
But
But
I mean, they were on the nice lawn court with the rails up, and
hmm
all that junk and the lines drawn
yeah,
and everything. And I got to watching it, and they would throw those balls and like real bowling, like on the
yeah.
lane.
Put
And,
the
and
spin on them.
this guy would have 3 balls sitting there, and the Polino is sitting here right behind him, and he would
Yeah.
curl that thing in there, and knock it and push it out toward his balls over there. I was like,
Yeah.
okay, that was pretty cool.
Yeah. Oh, it's a neat sport. I don't
Yeah,
really call it a sport. Like maybe a backyard game, kind of like cornhole or something like
bocce
that.
ball.
But
Right.
yeah, curly.
I'm going to go back to that Glen Scotia 15.
Oh
I
yeah.
have to. I let that Bunnahabhain settle down a little bit before I poured this. Gosh, these little caps want to stay in there.
There you go, Jules. I agree with that. That's a good comment there. Kind of a combination of football and soccer, but with no pads.
Yeah.
You know, the rugby players I used to hang out with down in Florida, they're one of their sayings was the rugby players hate their dad. And they party their ass off. Holy shit, the parties are so fun.
Jimmy.
There you go, Jimmy. Yeah, penicillin, huh? Hook you right up. Hey, 3 balls,
Oh
two
yeah,
balls, yeah,
man. I'll tell you what, that Glen Scotia is fantastic. I mean, I like the
And
Bunnahabhain, but man, that
hmm
it's the Glen Scotia has a lighter, fruitier flavor along with the darker notes.
okay. Is that the 15 or the 12?
The 15.
15, okay. All right, I think I'm gonna go back in there and get me a different scotch. I mean, this one is fantastic. All these that I've been drinking on are really good, but I need something a little bit lighter.
Mm.
And since was yesterday was my anniversary, I'm still entitled to some good pours. So I'm gonna sneak back in there. I'll be right back. I'm gonna grab a different bottle.
Well, I see Bourbon got the TX in there, so now it's time to spin. So while Mark's gone, I'll go ahead and present and spin. Here we go. Good luck, everybody. 22 entries. Who's it going to be? Oh, Pirate Bourbon. There we go. I have to write this all down because I won't remember it. I'm not familiar. Not as familiar. I can't abbreviate this one. The first time I write it down, I can't abbreviate it. All right. So let me set. Now we have one more. Now we have 4 more, but one more, and then we're going to do the everybody gets a trophy. Put me in. But first, we're going to do one more spin, and it is for 15 entries. You know what? I'm going to leave the apostrophe out, so it just makes it easier for folks with phones. It's supposed to have an apostrophe in it, but I'm not putting it. And it is
Thanks,
Baker.
Jules.
It's just
Hey,
unique.
Jules, only 20 years. Jeez. Bakers.
107, age 7 years, 107 proof. There you go.
Oh, question on that one.
Hmm.
Is that better than the Bookers?
No, hell
Or no? Bookers is better
no.
than Bakers?
Well, okay. Let me back up on that. For the price, yeah, it's better.
Okay.
It's good. But no, Booker's is. I mean, it depends on what expression you get. But
Mm,
Booker's is always going to be most of the time. It's certainly most of the time it's going to be far more full noted uh, uh,
okay.
compared to the Bakers.
Okay.
But it's also going to be a lot higher proof typically.
Mm, okay. Well, yeah, the Bookers is they're batched in the box and everything else. So you have, the there's all kinds of different ones I've seen.
I wish they would
Most of the
do
time they're
away.
outpriced for me.
I know. I wish they would do away with the cedar box with the little sliding freaking plastic thing in it and just
Mm,
mark it down where it's reasonable and put it out, right? Because you're taking a
yeah.
chance, and they come out with four of them a year. They come out every quarter.
Dang.
They come out with one, and so they come out with the '01, '02, '03, and '04.
Okay.
And you're if you're the first one to get it, hope you pick. I hope they did well.
Yep.
I have the 2019 '03 Country Ham that I'm hanging on to like it's made out of gold. Paid $70
Is it
for that bottle.
is it good though?
Oh, frick yeah, it's good. It's the best one I've tried. But I haven't had it in a long time because this is how much I have left on it.
Yeah, half a
And
bottle.
yeah, this was
Well, slightly less.
the fall one the '03.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And they
Country
call
ham.
them
Yeah.
something every time. Like they just called this one Country Ham. But this is
Yeah.
124.7 proof.
Dang.
And
That's up there.
yep.
Not yet, Gawani. We rigged it in Twisted's favor
But
this time.
the other reason I hang on to that bottle is I always tell people you can have 2 ounces of anything on my shelf. If so, and I'm keeping it up there because you saw I had plenty of it. If
Mm-hmm.
somebody wants 2 ounces of that and I pour it though, it's going up. Goodness, I'm putting it over there and it won't be on this shelf anymore. Oh my gosh.
Hiding around the corner.
My throat is so dang scratchy tonight. It is bugging me. It's allergies, what it is.
No, sure, kid. I've not seen Vic here in this stream
Ugh.
ever.
No, never ever.
I
Whew.
think I've seen bakers and bookers around me, but the bakers is typically on the shelf, and the bookers is usually behind the shelf. You
Yeah,
know,
I've seen them
up
where
on the shelf somewhere.
they either put it on tip top or they put it behind the glass, and I'm like, that shouldn't be
Mm,
behind glass.
yeah. Not if they're coming out with four of them a year. Now, granted, I can see where, most of the stores wouldn't get but a couple of them or something like that.
Well,
But still,
they produce plenty, but what they need to be doing though is not putting them all out, and that's how you do it. Because the
mm,
2019 '03 Country Ham, arguably, I won't say it was the best one ever, but arguably, certainly one of the best ones that Booker ever put out, or that Beam Suntory put out as Bookers. But the problem is they're not all equal, and some of them
yeah,
just they're not the same. So if they put half of the stock they get out and then wait, and then if some people start reviewing it and it starts going nutso, then limit one per customer or something
yeah,
like that, and then maybe put it behind the glass or whatever.
yeah,
And
yeah.
don't but
But
like around here, like ABC stores won't mark the price up. They it's state ran. They don't do that,
yeah,
but they can put it behind the glass and limit it.
yeah. Well, but that's when the guys will go in with they'll go, oh, they got this, and they got 3 of them. I'll go in and get one, and then go back outside and send my wife in, and she'll go, oh, I want this one too, and then
Right.
and then
Oh,
they'll
I've
get
seen them
put
just
one of them
walk
on
in.
secondary market.
Yeah, I've seen them all just
And
walk in together. I mean, they do that at like Total Wine when they do the Bourbon County Stout.
mm-hmm,
They'll sit there and go, and the wife will be in line and like, I don't drink this at all. I'm just here to be a head count and get
mm-hmm,
extra bottles.
yep,
Okay.
yeah. And as far as secondary market goes, I'm not buying anything on secondary. I don't care.
Not
I'm not paying
not
the
that much.
prices, and
No.
I don't care.
Yep.
I'm not a tater hunter. You know, like say for example, Blanton's. I've tried it. I've got one. I own one bottle, and
Hmm.
I will. That's probably the only bottle of Blanton's I will ever own.
Yeah.
It's just not that good of whiskey. It's decent. It's a nice little light sipper, but
It was perfect for the price when they had it reasonably priced.
yeah,
I
it's
mean,
like
it wasn't
45,
as
50
good as
bucks a
Regal
bottle.
Rare, but yeah.
Well, I like Regal Rare better, just
Yeah,
because
me
of
too.
especially like the picks or something, get that nice kind of grapey note to it. It's really good. I've got one bottle in there unopened of Eagle Rare,
Mm,
and I like it. I'll eventually pop the top on that one for sure and polish it off.
yep. Yeah,
Bottles are meant to
Jules,
be drank. I don't keep them on the shelf forever.
my doctor gave me a concoction of medicine that works really, really well when I remember to freaking take it. Because you have to take it for like 2 days, but it'll knock all that stuff out for weeks and then it'll come back. But you have to do it morning, noon, or no, morning, evening, and then right before bed. And you have to do that like 2 or 3 days in a row because it builds up in your system and then you can stop.
Yep. For example, your kind of tater bottles that people are hunting for, and we'll get put on the shelf or put on secondary market.
Hmm.
This one, I
Huh.
found it, bought it, and there's that much gone out of it
Yeah.
because if I buy a bottle, I'm going to drink it.
Hmm.
I want to try it. I want to have some that I can share with other people, and let them try it because they can't get a bottle or whatever. Or, I mean, me here in Texas, I've never seen that bottle here in Texas. I found that bottle in Colorado when I was out there. They had the 10-year, they had the 12-year cask strength, and then they had a 15-year. And I bought a 10 and I bought a 12. And the 10 was really good. The 12 was a little bit better, especially because it's a cask strength. And, if you want to, you can water it down a little bit. And uh, but the 15-year I thought was just a little bit overpriced for a couple of more years. So I'm like,
Hmm.
I'll pass on that one.
Well, and
But
I'll spend the money on them, but I think the Calumet Farms is most of them's worth it. But I'll tell you what, I've tried the 15 and the 16. The in my opinion, the 15's better than the 16. The
yeah,
Calumet 15.
I've got a sample of those. I got both of those. I have not. I've kept them to the side because I haven't hit the right time and
Right.
day to pour them both up and go, and sample back and forth and figure out which one is better.
Let me say this.
Right? You're kidding.
Let it get even a little cooler out.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
They're good. All right, let me share this screen and give these entries away
Hmm.
here. This is for 15 entries to the quarterly drawing. Good luck, everybody. That's in
Oh,
there.
cherry bomb.
Yep,
I
it's
kind
really
of I
good.
kind of preferred
Major
the
Zero.
I kind of preferred the Springbank 10 over the 12. But I think if I put a few drops of water in this, because it's cast strength at 54.1 ABV, so what's that, 108? It's a little bit hot. It needs a couple of drops of water and to kind of mellow it out just a smidge
Mm.
and release, some of the oils and the nose a little bit more.
All right, I set the next one up, but we are not going to post it yet because it is that time of night, guys. Everybody gets a trophy. All you have to do in any form or fashion is type "put me in the chat," I got you,
There it
Guani.
is.
Right after I write down Mr. Great Shot. Yeah.
Oh no, he was too early.
And
Oh,
what I tell people is I do these so I
yeah,
can go back later and make sure I didn't miss anybody. All
yeah.
right.
I agree, Sugar Kitty. 10 and 12-year scotch, 65, $70, that range. Not 120. And I think that's what I give for the 12-year, the one I have it right here. This cast strength one. I think it was about 120-ish, something like that, which is a little high, but there again, like I said, I've never ever seen it down here in Texas. Have never seen any bottle of Springbank here. So I figured, I'll get it. Prescription bourbon. You need to send me your address. I have a bottle for you, sir. I'm not sure that I actually have your address, but I am ready to ship it and after take it back in 2 weeks. After F1, I've been getting everything ready around here for F1 coming in. They're gonna be here in Austin on the 20th of this month through the 22nd, and it's a big event, and I've been working 10, 12-hour days getting ready for this thing. So, but I do have a bottle for you. I'm not sure that I have your address, sir. So, to post it to me. Let's see. Okay, I think prescription bourbon DMC. He's got my email. Oh, there you go. That's fantastic, Sugar Kitty. All those are really good for that price. I'd buy all of those all day long. Those those compass box, man, I have found two or three different expressions of those that are just super tasty. I have not tried the Peat Monster. What's your opinion on that one? 15-year balls at 75 or so? Yeah, Deanston, Glendown, Net Glen shows you 15 is an amazing $72. Holy crap.
All right.
That is good. I'd buy that all day long for $72.
All right.
This
I'll read these
Springbank is
off here
good,
shortly.
but not worth the price. At least,
Nope.
in my opinion. Oh, there's Baker drinks.
Yeah, I got it. That was what I was jerking down here to
Top
write
of the
down.
evening there, sick and tired.
If you have not done so, please type "put me in the chat so I can write your name down for 10 free entries to the quarterly drawing. That's all you have to do.
Oh, okay. The Killoman, yeah,
JJ's in there.
gotcha. I got you. I think I've seen a couple of Killoman around here. Yeah, I have ones. I've seen one of the Maciar Bay. I'm about to pick that up. I am becoming a peat hound nowadays. I like that. It's not all the time, but definitely for like toward the end of the evening, sort of a sit around dram and with a cigar or something like that. The peat goes really good with a cigar, especially certain ones would have the little
No, I got Jules
more
already.
smoky than peaty kind
Yeah,
of
I got you.
a flavor to them.
All right. Yeah, Jules, I already had you down there. There's Steam Fire and
Yeah,
Ice coming in.
yeah, Jules. The shipping is horrible, but the trick to that is buy 3 bottles, at least 2 to 3 bottles. Then the shipping equals out.
All right.
At
Let me
least
read
so
these
I've
names
heard.
off. I'm going to read out what I got so far. If you do not hear your name, I do not have you down for 10 entries. Please, again, type put me in the chat. Fulton's not here, but he asked me to put him in because he had a practice thing tonight. And he was my first member ever to my channel, so he gets in there. So, Fulton, Mr. Great Shot, Gawani Ostinaco, William Hall, Jimmy's Random Content,
Go,
Big
Sugar.
Daddy H, you knows, bro, Sugar Kitty, Major Zero, Kathy Bates, Old Pirate Bourbon, Names Nobody, Tater Dom, Hanakalani Creations, Prescription Bourbon, Home and Hearth with Jules, Twisted Art Lady, Baker Drinks, Jerry J, and Steam Fire and Ice. If I did not call your name, I do not have you down. Please put me in the chat if you would like to get those 10.
Sick and tired. Type in, put me in. And Sugar Kitty, Ardbeg 10 for $50 is a good deal.
Uh-huh.
How about the Wee Beastie, the 5-year-old stuff? I haven't tried that one. I've had the 10. 10 is pretty good. I prefer the Ugadal, but the 10 is good. I mean, because I'm leaning more toward the PD stuff. So I'm thinking the Wee Beastie, the 5, would be a little bit more on the peach, slap you upside the head and face. But I haven't tried it yet, so I'm not sure.
Now, I'm going to say this. I'm going to go ahead and throw stop, put me in there. That does not mean it is over. It just means I'm going to stop paying close attention. Anyone between now and the end of the show can still type put me in, but I need to have my attention called to it, right?
Gotcha.
Because I might miss it. So, but if someone comes in later and I see it, I will put them in. But we got to get this next hashtag going, which is everybody's favorite from across the room, the 1792.
1792 foolproof.
Oh, I've got I have the small batch. I have the single barrel. Let me see what I have, and I have the sweet wheat. Yeah, I've got the small batch, single barrel, sweet wheat, and foolproof. That's what I have in all this.
I have not tried the sweet wheat yet. I've had the regular small batch. It's good. I mean, it's a nice little easy sipper and a good mixer too. And it holds up decent on ice. The foolproof holds up better on ice. The sweet wheat I have not tried. I've heard it's pretty
really
good.
Weak. It's really, really weak.
It's weak. Oh yeah.
I mean, it's basic vanilla and fruit, like apple or something. It's wood sugars.
Yeah. Gotcha. I've seen one bottle down here, but they were wanting more than I was willing to pay for it.
Yeah. Again, I was lucky and I say lucky. I mean, I was like, I saw it and I was like, oh, hell yeah, I'm grabbing that because, everybody's trying to get this. And here if you can find it here in North Carolina, they don't mark it up. So
it's like what, $55 a bottle or something like that?
Something like that. Yeah, I think I paid.
Yeah. Yeah, that's not bad. I would buy it for that just so I could try it.
Yeah, and I'm not saying I bought it. I'm just saying it doesn't live up to the hype.
Oh yeah. Yeah, most of that stuff doesn't. Like Blanton's, to me, doesn't live up to the hype.
No.
Now while I was in Kentucky, I was staying close to. I was working as a laborer at the time, and so I went to a laborer school thing, and it was right close to Wild Turkey Distillery, and there was this one guy right close in that town that was making his own cigars and rolling his own cigars and stuff, and he was aging some of the tobacco in old Blanton's barrels, and it was good. I mean, it made a fine cigar, you know. But as far as drinking the Blantons, it's not that great.
Oh, Sandy,
it's okay.
What was that cigar you sent me? The picture of the box,
like a Maker's.
No, gosh, I can't remember now. I mean, I have it. I could go back and look at the chat, but I'm busy right now. But I was just wondering. I can't remember what it was, but it certainly. And then I read some reviews on it, and people were like, "Yeah, it's pretty good,"
Yeah. I've got one Cuban cigar in my humidor right now, and I've had a couple of actual Cuban cigars years ago, and I remember back in the day seeing Grandma, on the porch in Cuba smoking a great big old, Churchill style cigar, and I'm like, really? And then I actually had a really from Cuba, a good cigar from Cuba. And I'm like, oh my God. Yeah, I can see that now. I know why she was smoking that thing because they are so good.
Yeah.
But nowadays the quality it's gone downhill. I mean, they've wore out the soil and
Well, it's
it's
not
just
just
not as
that.
good.
When the embargo hit, your master cigar makers that were in Cuba went to
Yeah,
Colombia and Nicaragua
yeah, in
and
Honduras.
Honduras. They left, and
Yep.
so they lost their. I mean, you lose your master distiller at a distillery, and what do you're going by memory now.
There
I
you go.
mean, but you're
Yep.
so the quality control goes down, and
Yep.
the blending of the barrels goes
Yep.
down, and all that.
Oh yeah. And now talking with like Nancy Fraley and people like that online, uh, the blenders are the ones that are picking out what's good. They're the ones that are putting out what we're receiving. It's not just a. Granted, your head distillers make good juice or they don't, but it all depends on the barrels.
Yeah,
Because certain barrels, I mean, you can have 20 barrels in one line in the same spot in the rick house, and every one of them is going to be slightly different than the other one.
slightly different. Yep.
Not
Yeah.
considerably. Well, a few. Like be out of 20, one or two barrels are going to be considerably different than the rest of them. And that's all related to where the wood was harvested, where it was growing, how old it is, how much they dried it, and everything else.
Yeah,
So it's
Jules, I'll tell you this on the name of the bourbon or the distillery and all that. They'll have a story. I've read it before, but I don't keep up with all their stories because half of them are bogus and
mm,
every single one of them has maybe perhaps an iota of truth to it, but it's just a good story. And that's all it is.
yep.
About when the first recipe came out or when this person was born or whatever. I
Mm,
mean, and people have debunked like the key situation, with Blade
yeah.
and Bow, and they've debunked the Four Roses story that never happened or that wasn't it.
Yeah.
But that's what they go with, so I wouldn't
And
put too much weight in it.
the whole Willem Willuru Weller and everything
Oh,
else.
all
But,
that, yeah.
but now granted, I've never tried William LaRue Weller, but I've had a few different Wellers and they're okay. They're
I've
not
had the
anything to write home
Pappy.
about.
I've had the Pappy. The Pappy is really, really good. The 23 is it's not over oaked, no matter what people tell you. Every time I can always tell when someone's had it before by what they're
Yeah.
saying. It's like if they say, and a lot of people like to say, "Oh, it's trash, it's over oaked," and all that. They've just never had it. It's aged in a very cool environment, very slow, but it's
Mm,
not worth $10,000. It's worth I would pay MSRP for it, which is $289 for a Pappy
no,
23. But you're not going
I
to
wouldn't pay
find it
that.
for that. But
No.
it's the mouthfeel,
Jimmy.
it's the depth of a wheated, it's a wheated bourbon,
Yeah.
and they get so much depth on it, and it's not over oaked. I can tell you that it is
Mm,
fantastically easy to drink. But I would only buy it once. I would if they had it on the shelf for $289 all the time. I would
mm,
probably get one bottle a year or something.
yeah. Yeah, I
I
can see that.
wouldn't.
Save up for it or whatever.
Yeah, it would be my special purchase every once in a while, and that's what I do on some of the more pricey bourbons like the Calumets and all. Even there, it's
Mm,
$120 for the Calumet, or maybe a little more than that. And I will drink about half of the bottle, and then I'll let it sit there, and then I'll
yeah.
sip, and then I'll find another bottle and put it on the shelf, and then and I enjoy the
Yep.
crap out of that one. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing. If you're worried about you're getting too much oxidation or whatever in your whiskey, and once you get past like half a bottle of it or something like that, pour a couple of samples of it, and then pour the rest of it into, like, say,
A 6 ounce
a
or
half pint sort of thing
yeah.
or something.
Yep.
Pour it into that so it's not going to get any more oxidation going on.
Oh, you might get the win today, Gawani. We're about to spin right now. Here we go. Share the screen. This is for 15 entries to the quarterly drawing. Let's see if it's going to land on Gawani Ostinaco. After it
Oh,
lands on everybody else that's already won, then maybe it will be
come
down to 10.
on, Guani.
Boom,
Nope.
major zero. See, that's a repeat plus 15
He's
right there.
he's cleaning up tonight.
No, he's only got two so far.
Oh, okay.
All
I
right.
thought he had that was his third one.
No, there's only two people with two wins. It's Steamfire and Ice and Major Zero right now. There's my alarm
Okay.
going off. Sugar Kitty, that's a
And
plus.
Sugar
See,
Kitty. That's two for him.
plus that's two for Sugar Kitty. Now I don't let the confetti die down on these. Y'all have already had your confetti.
No, yeah, too late.
Too late. I saw Gawani's name. Look at there. You knows,
Oh,
bro. Now that's first for you knows, bro.
okay.
But we have two more to go. All right, we got that. Now let me set up the next one. It's still for 15, but the next one after that's worth 20. So there was hardly any way to really
Sorry,
abbreviate
Guani.
this one. It's coming. It's coming, Guani. You're gonna get there. I can feel it.
Mm.
Old elk. Here it is.
That is a cool topper there.
Yeah, it's cool because it looks like raw wood. But it's not. I mean, it's a mold, but still, I like it. So, whatever. Easy to grab, easy to twist. Cool. But we have two more to go, and we have 15 minutes to get there. So we are going to hurry up, hurry, and get your old elks in there. I do believe I have had enough scotch for tonight. Maybe.
Time for some
No,
bourbon?
you know what? I'm drinking. I'm telling you right now this is 106 proof, but man, it drinks below its proof. It's like Glen Grant 15.
Okay.
And I'm saving but it's fruity like the Aaron 14, but not
Mhm.
as fruity. I'm saving that because my wife's going to like it. So I'm
Okay.
drinking this Glen Grant, and it's really good. I'm gonna pour a little bit more of it.
Well, there you go. Got it. That's a wonderful thing that I've found here on Whiskey Tube is the samples. You know,
Oh
to
yeah.
get some win or however you can get some samples of different whiskeys from different folks,
Hmm.
and because all over the U.S. and even in Canada or whatever, you can get they there's everybody can get different stuff. You know, whereas
Yeah.
like here in Texas, I can get certain things like say like Weller Special Reserve. It's on the shelf.
I
Blanton's,
know it.
not Blanton's. Not take it back, but not Blanton's. What's a
Well,
Buffalo Trace
you can get the
and
E.H. Taylor far more readily.
E.H.
Yeah.
Taylor. Yeah, I see that fairly often and stuff like that. That kind of stuff I see all the time. You know,
Hmm.
and other people don't. So if I can get that, and then give somebody a sample of it, so that they go, I've been looking for one of those and I've never tried it. You know, because that's for me that's a wonderful thing to do is I've had samples of things that I've seen and I'm like I don't know if I want to spend 60 $80 on a bottle and I've not ever tried it because I did that with
Right.
Lafroig thinking getting I'm going to get off into this little peaty scotch. I
I
want to
do
try
that
some
all the time.
Lafroig 10 and I did. I bought a bottle of Lafroig and I'm like oh my god, holy no, no, it's not for me. That one is definitely not for me. I like peat now, but
Hmm.
not that much. And that's a Lafroig is a different level peat than a lot of stuff. It's there's a lot. I get a lot of Band Aid, iodine notes, and sea salt, and I get a lot
Yeah.
of weird stuff on Lafroig. Not like a lot of the other. I mean, like this one here. You know, this Koala. That's an Isla Scotch.
Hmm.
You know, but it doesn't taste like that. It doesn't have that weird band-aidy medicinal,
Look at this
like a weird hospital note.
cricket.
It doesn't have that. So, but the cool thing about having samples is you can try different things, and know if
Yeah.
you can try this or that and go, oh, okay, I see what you
Band-Aid
mean about
tape.
this. I'm not even going to be looking for that anymore.
All
Yeah,
right. Last
exactly, Sugar
call.
Kitty. Band
Last
aids and hate.
call. Hashtag old elk. I got to spin this thing. I saw two of them come in here. I see Baker Drinks got it in there. If you missed this one, sorry, but I got to get it spunned. I'm country. We're going to spun it.
Spun it up.
All right. Good luck, everybody. Gawani said, great. There's fewer people in on this one.
There you go.
Did Gawani not get in on this one? Oh, that's Twisted.
Oh, nice. Twisted won a good one.
Now, Gawani, if you don't enter into it, I can't help you there.
Yeah.
All right, last one.
I think. Go ahead.
Oh, last one. Again, I'm leaving the apostrophe out because, and this has nothing to do with the juice in the bottle, but everybody knows the horsies.
Yeah. Now it is kind of an iconic topper for sure.
Gawani, it would have landed on you if you'd been in there that time. I feel it, but yeah, and everybody likes to collect all the little horsies and get the stuffs and all that. So I put it in there, and it should be readily available.
Yeah. I mean, they make enough of it; it ought to be.
Oh, it should be. But nowadays, you can get Eagle Rare way easier. But what kills me around here, Buffalo Trace flies off the shelf, and they're like sending me messages from the ABC stores. Certain ones like, "Hey, I've got Buffalo Trace here." I'm like, "Man, I've got 4 bottles of it because you kept telling me to come get it, and I kept coming and getting it, but I don't need it anymore."
Yeah. Well, regular Buffalo Trace it's a nice little easy daily sipper. I mean, it's not special.
I call it a campfire bourbon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pass the bottle around at the campfire. Take a swig out of the neck of it. It's not one that you're going to dissect. It's not going to creep up on you and give you more notes later on or nothing like that. No, it's just an easy sipper.
Oh, there's Kathy.
Oh, Stag.
No, wait. Gifted to You Knows Bro. Okay, I'm going to write You Knows Bro down.
Oh, nice. Thank you, Kathy.
You Knows Bro.
Well, heck.
4.
Cheers, William Hall.
That is
never.
I was going to
William Hall. I've never seen a stag around here in the wild. And I've never even tried stag or stag junior.
Yeah.
But one of these days, I'll get a
sample.
I
was going to let You Knows Bro know that is 100 entries to both the halfway mark giveaway and this drawing coming up on December 3rd. So
fantastic.
So good chance of getting a bottle there.
Yep. And like I was saying earlier, as far as the halfway mark giveaway, whoever wins, I want them to get with me. I'll give them my phone number, and then we can text back and forth, and I can send them some pictures of stuff that I have if they want to try different samples, and I can make up like a 6 or 8 2-ounce sample pack, or I can get them a bottle of something that I can get here locally that they can't get, like Still Austin or Andalusia or Balcones or Weller, Special Reserve or whatever, something that I can find around here locally that they can't get. The last winter we went ahead and decided to have the Still Austin, the Red Corn bourbon, and it's a fantastic whiskey. It really is. Still Austin is doing wonderful stuff. And who was it that won? Taylor Dom. He won that bottle, and it's a good bottle. It really is.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't find Caribou Crossing around here.
I've never seen it. Got the horn sticking out the side of it.
Yeah. Now, Old Elk on their distiller select and stuff, you know, they
Kathy,
have the whole elk on top and all.
Kathy, I'm not sure that I have your address. I might. I may. I'm not sure.
Well, I think I asked her before, and I said, with permission, I can give you her address.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
and
Well, definitely send me her address, and I'm going to shoot her some samples because I just
I'm sure
poured
she won't
a
mind if I do
bunch.
that.
I just got I ordered from Amazon. I got an 80 pack of 2-ounce samples bottles in the mail.
Woo!
So,
All
and
right.
last weekend I poured uh, probably 20 some odd samples of Still Austin, just the stuff that I have. Because I got
Hmm.
Nancy picks, I've got, you know, I got all kinds of different Still Austin stuff.
Yeah, you keep talking. I'm gonna spin this
Spin
thing
it
because we're
up.
gonna run out of time. Because if it lands on somebody new, it's over quick. But if it lands on everybody, I have to spin a bunch of times. You knows, bro.
Oh,
That is
oh, we got to spin it again.
plus 20 right there on the entries.
Kathy Bates said yes, so send me her address and I'm going to send her some samples.
Steam Fire and Ice, that's a plus 20. Cindy's raking them in tonight.
Dang, William. Dang, I did get William my address too, so we can exchange a few things. I'm sure I've got stuff that he doesn't have, and he's got stuff that I'm sure I
Prescription
can't
bourbon.
find.
Oh, Gawani. I'm
Oh,
sorry,
nice.
buddy.
DMC winning a few there. There you go, David.
Yeah, I had to make sure I didn't have them down before, but that was it. That was it
Yep,
right there.
yep.
And
That's the
we
first time
are,
he won tonight.
yes, it was. And well, I wrote him down for the put me in. And so that would
Me too,
be
William.
30 entries right there.
Heck yeah.
It's one way to catch back up again. Man, I tell you what, I am thoroughly enjoying these samples. This is good stuff here.
Yep.
And
Scotch
Sugar
is
Kitty, I hope
some
you
good
enjoy.
stuff.
Hope you enjoy those as well. But I know the best one I sent you has to be, well, if you like finished bourbons. Now, you have to like finished
Sorry, go on.
to get the Holland's Ghost. It's finished in ardent stout barrels, and that's why it's so dark. So it's Reservoir Distillery, and there's a brew house down the road that makes stout beer. So they buy barrels from a Reservoir, and then they age their ardent stout in there. So it's a bourbon barrel aged beer. Then they sell the barrels back to Reservoir, and they use it to make a limited edition Holland's Ghost. And the only reason it's limited edition is because that brew house doesn't make very much, so they only buy so many barrels, and so they just put it out for a limited time.
Oh, that's nice of you, Major Zero.
Oh man, let's see. I got to figure out how to do that. Major Zero. Okay, I'm gonna take. You know what? I'm just gonna put plus by Gawani's name down here. Where is Gawani? There he is.
Thank you, Big Daddy.
Plus 10. There we go. Gawani,
Well, of course you did, Ben. You're you're all kind of late and slacking here. What the hell?
Oh no, you didn't. Remember, you can type put me in. And look, he typed put me in right there.
Yeah.
You can always type put me in until the end of the show, but I have to recognize, I have to see it. And I'm paying attention during that time, but it goes from 8 to 8:30 every time. Yep. But I could certainly miss it though if you come in late. But see, I say in any form or fashion. So when he said, "Oh, there's William Hall," let me write this down.
Oh, there he goes. Goes with Gawani. Nice.
Whoa,
Thank
Gawani!
you, William
Oh
Hall.
man. Okay, let me scratch William Hall's name off. All right.
That's very possible there, Ben.
All right. So Gawani, you get 100 entries to the halfway mark and an extra 100 tonight to
Oh,
the quarterly drawing. There you go.
Fantastic. There you go. Can't beat that. Thank you, William Hall.
Is a great way of showing me up. All right, guys, we are at the end of the show. I like to end these things on time. So just so everyone understands the scenario that's going on, and I don't run on and on and on. But thanks for joining. Join next week. Make sure you keep joining to get those entries. The more you have, of course, the better chance you have of winning. But with that, peace, love, and bourbon, guys.